Warning, this video is for entertainment and demonstration purposes only. Please consult a certified automotive technician for your automotive needs. So, some are wondering, what am I doing today, July 11th, 2020, Saturday? Not a whole lot. I just want to show a little trick I used to get all four wheels off the ground on my 2019 Hyundai Sonata. You can kind of get a little glimpse here. The way I'm doing this is not recommended by any industry standard, especially as you see I already have it up on the ramps, and people are about to ask me, well, why don't they design ramps that have blocks on them to keep the wheels from rolling back? Well, the reason is no set of ramps I've ever bought ever recommends in the instructions that you jack up the vehicle while having them on ramps. So that's the first answer to that question. And the only other reason I can kind of get away with this is front wheel drive. So when I'm in park or in gear, if you got a manual, you're already locking up the front wheels. But even so, I treat it accordingly. See, I have nothing behind me, so when I'm about to jack up the back end, I have an escape route if this thing decides to come back at me. And this leads to the second thing I want to point out. The only other reason I can do this is I now have a jacking point by having the trailer hitch. Now, mind you, that's not really the intended purpose of a trailer hitch, especially seeing how this particular one is just a class 1. But they are stronger than they need to be to meet industry standards, so you can get away with that. And like I said, I got an escape route if for whatever reason the car decides to come right back at me. So here's a side view of what I'm about to do here. And just before I show you that, I already have the jack stands ready, so when I pick it up by the hitch, I'm able to just slip the jack stands right under the pinch welds, the jacking points, so I can do this quickly and I'm not having this jacked up by the hitch any longer than I need to be. And obviously this is the regular ball style. The European style hitch doesn't even have any lips or edges here. You see there's a lip here on the jack and a bit of a lip here. So that'll reduce the chance of any slippage. But again, make sure this isn't slipping off as this travels up. You're on nice smooth concrete and that the wheels on the jack are in fact rolling as you jack this up. This is on its lowest segment. This jack stands for the truck. Oh bother. And don't just leave the jack stand somewhere under there, because if this thing kicks out, now you can take out your rocker panel and do extra damage that you don't need to do. So note how I just pulled that out. Nothing is slipping. Also make sure it's not going to pull the car back at you off the ramps. Especially crucial to do that if you don't have the front wheels locked or chocked in any way. Let's say you're doing this to a rear wheel drive car like a Charger or a 300C. I mean, this just barely lifts it enough. I do have to get the next size down. Ah, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I just got to do likewise on the other side. Just like as you're lowering it down, carefully and slowly, you want to make sure that the jack stands aren't misaligning in any way as you're lowering it, that it stays aligned. Looks like it has. I just got to do likewise on the other side, make sure it's where I want it to be, then I can completely let the jack off of the hitch. And now we've been led to the front of the car. See? Here we are at the front, and you're going to see that the subframe is all the way in the back as far as the jacking point is concerned. It's not like the Cobalt where it was on the front. That is the one thing I miss about the Cobalt. And you're going to run into a similar situation with the Subarus as well. So this whole thing I'm showing you, you can try a similar tactic on the Subarus. Now, you want something that's going to grip the subframe. I don't know what happened to my stock jack pad, but you know what? You can use a roll of electrical tape, a brand new roll. So yes, I guess that garbage electrical tape from Harbor Freight has a function after all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to jack the front end the same way. Make sure the jack isn't slipping off the subframe. Remember, a little bit at a time. After all said and done, this is really not all that recommended. So obviously pay attention to your back jack stands. Make sure you can see them. Make sure they're not getting pulled forward. The car's not getting pulled forward. That's why if you're going to do this, you need a flat level concrete floor for this. I would not recommend anything else. There we go. Same as before. There we go, same as before. Find my pinch welds right here. It's okay if the car's pitched upward a little bit. Maybe you want it more level if you're going to go under it. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going under my car at all. But one important thing I want to point out, when you let the car back down, you don't want it to pitch too far forward, maybe have the front of the car hit the jack or come at you. So you got to absolutely go reverse procedure. So when you're ready to let the car down, let's say you did what you had to do, you're jacking the car up off of the jack stands, you pull that jack stand out, and you slide this ramp right back under the wheel. Now I already showed on the back how to set the jack stand. So I'm going to do likewise on the front. You lower slowly. Don't worry if you see the car flexing a bit. It is a unibody. It's going to flex a little bit. And that's why you lower it nice and slowly. And then what I usually do afterwards is I have the jack just touching the subframe after I settle them on the jack stand, so I have an added layer of safety. Alright, so there we have it. It's on all of its pinch welds. And yes, this is I was using to hold the camera up to show pinch weld when I did the back. But same as before, you guide it. And the reason I'm doing this is for a couple of reasons. So I could put all 4 of my wheels on at once. You're probably wondering why I got the snowies on. I was painting my my wheels. I'll show that in the next video. Before I slap the wheels on, you know, when I have these snow tires on, these hubs are exposed. I don't want them looking like crap. Nor do I want any rusty water dripping down them and ruining the color on them when I do finally paint these wheels. That's coming next as soon as I get the other tires back on. So I had more reason than one why I want to get all 4 wheels off the ground here at once. Well, there she be. All 4 wheels off the ground. All 4 wheels are off. I'm gonna paint the center hubs, and again I'll show them in the next video when I put on my repainted wheels and all the stuff I'll have to say about them. Other than that, you already know what I've advised about this. You know, the risk that you take when you're doing this. Do this at your own discretion, but also don't do this if you don't have to. For example, if you're doing a tire rotation that's not going to be in a crisscross pattern because you have directional tires, just do the one side at a time then. It's always safer. Or if you're only going to change your oil, you know what? Just use your ramps and don't even jack up the car. So, just be safe. Just use common sense and just listen to your gut feeling, alright? If you're not feeling safe or you have any type of uncertainty that's running through you, then don't do it. Just don't do it. Simple as that. So just be safe and just use some common sense and use your discretion. Hope this was helpful. Any input is greatly appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the video and have an awesome day.